And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cell phone plan advice live stream. I have a slightly different camera setup, so hopefully the video is looking really good and crispy. We got a bunch of people here in the chat. So we got Iceberg saying, "What is up?" We got Mia, hello, hello. Max is here. Max, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. Big saying hello. A big hello to you, Big. We got Edison Tech chiming in. What's up, Edison Tech? Chase is here. Great to see you, Chase. We got London City Events tuning in. Bill Castle. Mark is here. Mark, always great to see you. Really appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, wow. Johnny, also here. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. I think we've got a great show planned for today. I say we like there's more people here. It's just me. It's just me. We're talking mostly T-Mobile. They did a recent price hike, and I want to make sure you guys understand what the best options are for you. And we'll do Q&A, answer your questions about your specific cell phone plans. If you're on one plan, you're thinking about switching to another, we'll get that answered. We'll try and get everything squared away so you know what the best cell phone plan is for you. That's always my goal, to help people save money on their cell phone bill. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mark. It is a one-man show here, one-man band. I guess me and this little plant back here running the show. We got V-Graphs here. What is up, V-Graphs? There is one thing I want to mention, actually, and it was someone's name, London City Events. Your name reminded me of this. If you haven't heard of this cool site, CoverageMap.com, I put a banner up here. I don't know if people check that out, but I just wanted to quickly show you something because I think it's pretty cool and you might be interested. So let's go ahead and add this to the stream, and we'll share it in here. And the cool news is that, one second, let's do this, get it all queued up. All right, we are cooking. Boom. Let's add it to the map. Add it to the live stream. It is the CoverageMap. The exciting news is we have gone international. Let's actually go ahead. Let's get the, what do you call this? This is a banner? Yeah. Let's get the banner out there. So this is the CoverageMap, right? The exciting news that, London, your name reminded me of, is we've actually gone ahead and expanded outside the United States. So if you're interested, we now have Canada and the UK live right now on the map. This is a soft launch. We're working on hopefully getting some extra data points to put in and fill in the map for you guys. But if you're running tests, you can check them out. So in Canada, we've got a bunch of different carriers. This happens to be Videotron, and you can compare Videotron versus Bell Mobility versus Rogers in Canada. Again, just kind of clicking on the squares, seeing which carrier is best. So I'm pretty excited about that. Again, not too many data points because we just launched, but it is here. And if you live in Canada or you have speed tests that were taken in Canada, you can now upload those to the map and they'll show up here. And you can kind of get, we can start to get a picture of what cellular coverage and performance looks like in Canada. The other exciting news is we're in the UK, as I mentioned. So let's search for UK. Oh, I guess it is properly United Kingdom. And it'd be cool if the map readjusted, but we have, oh my God, the UK is getting filled in like crazy. That is awesome. So shout out to anyone who lives in the UK or has uploaded a speed test in the UK. You can compare all the speeds and performance on their cellular networks. We're looking at EE, O2, 3, and Vodafone. Those are their networks here, and you can kind of compare them. Yeah, so CoverageMap.com, it is live in Canada and the UK. That is really what I wanted to show you guys to make sure you were aware of that. So let me pop my CoverageMap thing back on, and that's it. Oh, Mark, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate you. Let's see. I think we should just dive into the main topic, and that is the T-Mobile price hike. And if you guys have a question about T-Mobile, the price hike, or anything related or adjacent to that, throw it in the chat, and I will try and address that. We do have someone asking about Central and South America. We are just launching in Canada and the UK for now. We are hopefully going to be able to bring CoverageMap to other countries in the near future, but it is an added cost for us. We actually have to pay another company to get the boundary data. So like in the US, we have states, cities, counties, and zip codes. We need to get that effective data in all the other countries, and they have different ways of dividing up their country, not necessarily zip codes, but maybe, I don't know, different territories or regions or subregions. And so we need to acquire that first and then get everything set up. So there's a lot that's involved, but we're really excited to have CoverageMap be available in the UK and in Canada. Again, this is a soft launch, so you guys are really the only people that know about it. We haven't sent out too much press or done a post or anything. We're just kind of like, we hit the live button, and we hope people enjoy it if you're in those areas. So, all right, I think we got to dive into that main topic of today, the T-Mobile price hike and what is going on with that. So I was chatting with my buddy Austin. Austin's actually here in the chat. What is up, Austin? Thank you for tuning in. And it turns out Austin got a text from T-Mobile. And this is one of those texts, usually T-Mobile, they're known as the uncarrier. And you're like, awesome, like, great getting a text from T-Mobile. This time around, it may not have been the case. So here we go. We got this all queued up perfectly. Let's just go ahead and add this to the live stream so you can go ahead and take a look at what we are looking at here. Boom. This is the text. T-Mobile, we're updating the price on some of our older monthly service plans. Starting on April 2nd, 2025, your phone plan will increase by $5 per line per month. Smartphone lines only. You'll keep all the benefits you currently enjoy, and your rate plan and bill type will remain the same. Rate plan type and bill due date will remain the same. And so basically, if you're a T-Mobile customer and you happen to be on a legacy T-Mobile plan, in this case, my buddy Austin, he's on Magenta Max, you may have gotten a text from T-Mobile about a price hike. Now, $5 per line per month, that could add up to be a pretty significant amount of money, right? If you've got a family plan, you've got 4 lines, all of a sudden your bill's going up by $20 per month, $240 per year. And what are you getting? You're getting nothing. You're getting no additional features or benefits. And we got Dedora or Daryl. Yes, that's the text I got too. This is the text from T-Mobile that they're sending out. Cesar S is saying T-Mobile, the uncarrier that died with John. I kind of agree. I really wish this wasn't the case. They were still doing some cool uncarrier moves, but it seems like they are doing big carrier moves right now. That's what T-Mobile is doing. Let's see. Anyone else? Scott, you make an excellent point. Didn't they guarantee everyone's price a few years ago? Definitely remember, unlike AT&T and Verizon, we won't raise your rates commercial. Also, Magenta Max being considered a legacy plan is ridiculous. Scott, you're absolutely right. I think T-Mobile, my understanding is T-Mobile did have a price lock guarantee at one point in time. And I think the terms of the price lock were actually related to the acquisition of Sprint. So I think when T-Mobile bought Sprint, the government said, hey, T-Mobile, you can buy Sprint, but you cannot change your prices for, I think it was 3 years or maybe 5 years, something like that. And that time period is up. That time frame is up. And T-Mobile is unfortunately allowed to change their prices and change their rates. And that's exactly what they're doing. Prices are going up for legacy customers, for some legacy customers on some plans. And so now your question is, okay, I'm a Magenta Max customer. Like, what do I do? Do I stick with Magenta Max and just like pay the extra $5 a month? Or is it finally time to upgrade to one of the newer T-Mobile plans and pay the same amount of money for better features? Or like, would I be paying more money? What would I be getting? Is it worth it? So I think that's kind of the question. That's at least on my mind. So I think one thing I want to mention while we're here is, my buddy Austin talked to T-Mobile with some similar questions that I had, and we got some answers. So if you are thinking about upgrading, you may have gotten some of T-Mobile's free lines. Let's actually make that a little bit bigger. And if boom. We have the information in the chat here. And what I want to point out is good news for customers with free lines. If you have a free line, your free line will remain the same if you switch to Go 5G Plus. There will be no changes made to that at all. And Go 5G Plus includes the same unlimited premium data as the Magenta Max plan. So that was my friend Austin asking about this specifically. But good news is there will be no changes to free lines if you switch to the Go 5G Plus plan. However, if you switch to the Go 5G Next plan, that's going to be T-Mobile's like basically top of the top line plan. Then your free lines will be discounted and it will be $10 per line per month for those free lines. So something to keep in mind. But is it worth it? Like, what are the differences between these plans? What are you actually getting? So I'm actually kind of curious if T-Mobile has these on their website still, or are the Magenta plans gone? All right, this is actually curious. Let's add this. Oh, excuse me. Let's stop sharing, present the window. Here it is. T-Mobile's website. Moment of truth. So they're advertising Go 5G Next, Go 5G Plus, and Essentials. Please don't get Essentials. I've made some videos on that. All right, more available plans. Go 5G and Essentials Saver. Learn more about Magenta and Magenta Max plans. Okay, so it looks like T-Mobile is still offering the plans, but they're very hidden on the website. And I don't even know why they're offering them, to be honest. I think T-Mobile should phase these plans out, clean up their billing system a little bit, simplify offerings for consumers. I mean, with all of these Magenta plans here alongside their current offering, it's just a lot. It's kind of overwhelming. So let's go ahead. We'll go to the Best Phone Plans website and we'll bring up a compare plans page. So this will hopefully help us compare the different plans. So we've got plans loading up here. Let's do carrier T-Mobile. That should hopefully solve everything for us. And we'll also uncheck top picks because I don't think T-Mobile is a top pick. Well, I guess like some of their plans are a top pick, but not all of them. All right, we got Essential. This is such a slow website. Who made this? All right, this is what we're interested in. Magenta Max versus Go 5G Plus. So right off the bat, when T-Mobile reached out via text, they said the price was increasing by $5 per line per month. And I keep saying this every live stream, but the plus tax feature, I need to fix that. And I actually did fix it, but not on this page of the website, on a different page. Anyway, T-Mobile said the price of their plan is going up by $5 per line per month. So that would instantly put you at the same price as T-Mobile Go 5G Plus if you're a single line customer and you happen to be impacted by this price change. So what are you getting for, like, if you stuck with your plan, you'd be getting effectively worse features for the same price. Both would be $90. So if you decide to switch to Go 5G Plus, what are you getting that's different? You're still getting the same unlimited priority data, okay? This is the best network performance available on the T-Mobile network. You are getting 10 extra gigabytes of hotspot data, going from 40 gigabytes to 50 gigabytes of hotspot. You're also upgrading to full 4K video streaming. Well, excuse me, you're not upgrading, you're keeping the same 4K video streaming. In terms of international features, looks like international texting is the same. You're still getting free international texts to 210 supported destinations. International calling, it looks like just the information I have has changed. So there is a international calling add-on that is $15. And for both of these, it's going to include calls to 70 countries. You're getting a big upgrade in Canada and Mexico data. You're getting 3 times the data in Canada and Mexico. So going from 5 gigabytes to 15 gigabytes of high-speed data in Canada and Mexico when you upgrade to the Go 5G Plus plan. International data is also remaining the same, 5 gigabytes in 215 supported destinations, 5 gigabytes in 215 supported destinations. So for the same price, you are getting 10 gigs more hotspot and 3 times the data in Canada and Mexico, which is, I guess, 10 extra gigabytes. Honestly, not a bad upgrade. Probably not what most people probably don't want to be paying extra on their bill, right? Like, you don't want your bill to actually be increasing, but considering you are getting some extra features, I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing in the world. But the bigger question is, what about multi-line discounts? Because I think a lot of you probably have multiple lines, and you want to know what's going to happen with those multiple lines, because that's where the bigger price change will be. Up to $5 per line per month. That adds up quickly. So let's go ahead and find out right now. Boom. Also, is my video lagging? I'm gonna rewatch this and see if my video is lagging, because I feel like I'm just kind of looking at it at the corner of my eye and it looks like it's a little laggy right now. But boom. Let's add this back in. We'll go back to T-Mobile. And this time we're going to go and we're going to look at some multiple lines. And there's other differences too that I didn't talk about before when it comes to device promotions. And that's going to make a much bigger difference as well. So let's see if more plans load in. And maybe I'll just remove that for a second while things are loading. See if I can find a page on my site that loads faster. And I'll also check the chat while you guys are here. Carter's saying, just signed up for Go 5G Next with 3 lines last week. Got 3 brand new phones for 3 broken phones, so seemed like a good deal. Yeah, Carter, if you needed new devices, I don't think you could have found a better deal than Go 5G Next, honestly. Eden says it's laggy. I'm assuming laggy, but I hear you. So I will see what I can do to fix that. But in the meantime, forgive my... Yes, it's lagging. Oh, well. All right, we'll deal with lagging version of me at the moment, and hopefully I will get it fixed by the next stream. All right, carrier, T-Mobile, and then we can pop this. Yeah, pop this back on. Boom. And Jason, thank you so much. I am the GOAT. I try and be the best I can be. All right, we already did 1 line. Let's look at 4 lines. All right, Go 5G. Oh, man. This website really isn't loading plans, is it? Let's refresh. Otherwise, I'll have to go to the T-Mobile page on the site. Oh, this is that scrolling issue. If you zoom in on the website and try and scroll on this, it does not work. All right, so T-Mobile, boom. Everything loads for 1 line. Let's try 4 lines. Here we go. Oh, and they're right next to each other. Actually, they're not right next to each other. Guys, what is happening? So from the information I have, I'll check this with the T-Mobile website, but it looks like baseline 4 lines on T-Mobile Magenta Max is $200. Meanwhile, Go 5G Plus is $185. So if you've got 4 lines, Go 5G Plus, at least for a new customer, is cheaper. And I think this is because T-Mobile was doing a 3rd line free promotion on Go 5G Plus. And I don't think they were offering that promotion on Magenta Max. And because of that, it made Magenta Max a little bit more expensive. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's go to T-Mobile's website and actually see what they are currently offering for their plans, just to make sure I give you the most accurate and up-to-date information. So you got 4 lines, 3rd line free, $185. That's exactly what I had on my website, $185. And if for some reason you learn more about the Magenta Max plans. Okay, so Magenta Max, they're saying 4 lines is $200. Guys, that is exactly what I have on my website. So if you signed up for Magenta Max recently and you've got 4 lines, you probably want to consider switching to T-Mobile Go 5G Plus, because right off the bat, it's going to be $15 a month cheaper. And that's before factoring in the price hikes. Like, if you factor in price hikes to Magenta Max, this suddenly becomes $220 a month. Granted, if you signed up before and this price was lower, then it might still be worth looking at Go 5G Plus, because it could be a cheaper plan after those price hikes are accounted for. So something to keep in mind there. In terms of device discounts. I think that's the other big thing we need to talk about. So let's go. What device are people interested in? Let's see. Wow, a lot of comments. I'm just gonna say let's do an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Search iPhone 16 Pro Max. Seems like a good phone. I'm an iPhone guy, so 100% biased. All right, we're looking at the iPhone 16 Pro Max on T-Mobile, and you can see there's 7 promotions here. And what I want to point out is the difference in promotions between Go 5G Plus and Magenta Max. And it looks like, as I say that, the promotion is the same. Get up to $830 off trade-in on Magenta Max or Go 5G Plus. $1,000 off on Go 5G Next. So whoever just signed up for Go 5G Next, you're getting the best of the best trade-in deals that T-Mobile has to offer, which is incredible. For everyone else, this is $830 off with a new voice line and a trade-in. And this is $830 off on Magenta Max or Go 5G Plus. I'm genuinely surprised to be seeing this. Sometimes T-Mobile does reserve these better deals for the newer plans. So you have to be on Go 5G Plus to get the promotion. But it looks like maybe not right now. Maybe they're hurting. Maybe they want those deals. Let's try another device. Let's see if this is holding up for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Boom. All right. We've got 6 promotions. So we've got $1,000 off on Go 5G Next, $800 off with a new line on Go 5G Plus. And then, wow, they're still doing it, up to $800 off with trade on Magenta Max, Go 5G Plus, and Go 5G Next. So it looks like the trading deals are still applying right now at this moment. I feel like it has been different when new devices have first launched, like when the iPhone first came out. I think Magenta Max may not have been getting those same deals, but maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, it looks like the trade-in deals are the same. New line on Go 5G Plus. It looks like maybe the new line deals are being limited to the Go 5G Plus plan. So you have to be on Go 5G Plus to do $800 off with a new line. And this requires no trade-in. So that's worth noting, right? So you get $800 off, no trade-in. You're just adding a new line. So you're getting a new line for maybe your friend, for your child, for your parent, for your grandparent, for yourself. You want a second line on T-Mobile, $800 off, no trade-in, just a new line. Whereas the Magenta Max specific deal, you have to trade in an eligible device and be on that plan. So I think that is one difference I'm seeing here. But otherwise, trade-in deals do look pretty comparable and is something to keep in mind. Honestly, if I'm in your shoes and I'm looking at these prices, I would crunch the numbers, right? So you would want to ask yourself, like, how many lines do I have? How much am I paying for T-Mobile Magenta Max? How much is my bill going to increase? And is it worth switching to Go 5G Plus? And I think the most important things to consider and to keep in mind are that your free lines, if you got them free on Magenta Max, they will stay free on Go 5G Plus. They will only become paid on Go 5G Next. That is the top of the top plan that T-Mobile offers with the, I think, yearly upgrades for those phone deals. And then I guess that's it. Yeah, what am I paying now? Are the lines going to stay free? And would you benefit from the extra features? So it's true. CE is saying if they can do this now, no guarantees in the future. They can change the terms, rates any times. Yeah, it's true. T-Mobile, I think, can change their prices, although I do think they have some sort of price lock guarantee on their new plans. Let's see if we can find that out. Okay, it looks like it's for specific home internet plans at this moment. Ooh, this is very curious. Let's pull this up on the stream. So it says, what voice plans available today qualify for price lock? And it says any new customer acting on Go activating, on Go 5G Next, Go 5G Plus, Go 5G, Essential Saver, Magenta, Magenta Max, Essentials, Essentials 55 Plus, Military. All right, all of these plans with unlimited data qualifies for last month price lock for as long as you are in good standing on these plans. Plus, existing customers get last month price lock if they switch to Go 5G, Go 5G Plus, or Go 5G Next. So it sounds like if you activate today on one of these plans, you should be eligible for, it looks like this last month price lock. For as long as you are in good standing on those plans. So as long as you remain a customer, you should be eligible. I almost wonder if there was something about the price lock ending on the other plans, like maybe it was only for a certain amount of time. But yeah, it looks like these new plans are eligible for price lock. Let's go and see if anything is mentioned on T-Mobile's website. Here, I'm not seeing it featured anywhere. Let's go back. Plans, unlimited phone plans. And if you guys know anything about price lock, I'd be curious. If you know more. But yeah, Go 5G Plus, view and compare plans. So we compare Go 5G Plus. Let's see. Taxes are included, so that's always great. Other benefits, T priority on us. Don't even know what that is, not gonna lie. Family mode not included. Okay. Discounts. There's an auto pay discount and then device upgrades. Yeah. I guess. Low flat rate calling, unlimited international texting from home. They do a pretty good job outlining all the benefits, but they don't seem to mention that price lock. But I guess it seems like it is available. It could be worth, honestly, calling T-Mobile customer support just to make sure your specific line and all the device promotions you have are eligible. And I guess that is something else to keep in mind, right? Like if you are doing a phone financing deal, right? So let's say you ended up getting a new phone, you're financing it on T-Mobile. You want to make sure if you're doing that financing agreement and you got some promotional credit, that those will still apply. And when I asked on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, it did sound like people were saying if you were on Magenta and you were doing a phone financing deal, that would carry over and still be eligible on the new Go 5G Plus plan. So in my opinion, if you're getting some extra features and extra benefits, it could be worth it to consider switching. All right, let's see what you guys are asking in the comments. Let's see. CE user saying price lock is a lie. I'll be curious. Silent Tech is asking if I could comment on the H2O mobile 2-line for 50 deal. Sure thing. So let's go to H2O's website and see what they have cooking here. Accept all cookies. Throw this up on the stage so you can take a look. And let's not enter our email. Wow. All right. So 2 lines, unlimited talk, text, and data. There is an asterisk. Where do we find that? For up to 40 speeds of high-speed data and then unlimited at 256 kilobits per second thereafter. So it sounds like this is one of Total Wireless's plans. Let's go check it out. It is probably their, probably one of their unlimited plans. Is probably the unlimited 50 plan, I think. I would really love to get the, okay, so it says 4. If I scroll down to 4, yeah, it's 40 gigabytes of LTE data per line per billing cycle. And then after 40 gigabytes, customers will receive unlimited data at up to 256 kilobits per second until expiration. And then for the $60 plan, it is 60 gigabytes. So based on this, the deal is that you can get 2 lines of the $50 unlimited plan. It sounds like for just $50, right? If I go back, we look at the promotion. Where is it? Yeah, 2 lines for $50. So $25 per line per month. That's pretty good, honestly. And it's AT&T coverage. So H2O Wireless is going to be using the AT&T network. So you're going to get coverage on the AT&T network. If AT&T works well in your area, awesome, really good value. I will say some other options to consider is if you're on here, we can look up Cricket. And if you're open to committing to a full 12 months of service, you can grab that Cricket Unlimited annual plan. That'll come out to $23 per line per month, taxes included. Let's actually use, I think this page has it, yeah. Reset, Cricket, boom, yes, haha. I did update at least one page on my website, tax included. So if you're willing to pay for a year of service up front, you could grab Cricket Wireless. Pros, truly unlimited high-speed data. Data is deprioritized though, and hotspot. I think it's an add-on for this plan. It's like maybe $10 extra, or it might not be available, to be honest. Whereas the H2O plan, that does include hotspot data, so that's something to keep in mind. And if we look at H2O Wireless, it'll just be that 50. Oh wow, maybe I need to update these, or it's not loading. One of two very different options. But it was that plan that had 40 gigabytes of high-speed data. So yeah, it's either not showing on the website right now, or I need to update the website. Let's actually try this page. H2O Wireless. Yeah, here it is. It's I listed as $45 because you can get a discount with the auto renewal system, and it's like $5 off a month or something like that. But that's 40 gigabytes, 5 gigs of hotspot, free international texting, and international calling to 70 countries. That's actually, this is not a bad plan, especially if you're getting it for $25 with that 2-line deal. I think that could be a really great value on the AT&T network. It is worth mentioning, I'm not sure if H2O is going to support RCS messaging right now. So if RCS is important to you, that rich communication messaging for Android and iPhone, maybe you consider a different plan. I know Cricket does support that. But what you're getting, $25 a month, unlimited talk and text, 40 gigs high speed, and then 256 kilobits per second. That seems like a pretty good value to me. What do you guys think? I'll be curious. Yeah, what you think of it. But Silent Tech, hopefully that answers your question. I do think it's a good deal. It's just make sure AT&T coverage is good in your area, and you use 40 gigabytes of data or less per month. So just some considerations. There you go. Chris, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate your support and for tolerating my somewhat laggy camera. I almost wonder if I switch cameras, that would be that would help out. Can you make a map that shows where one provider works and another one doesn't, i.e. map that shows where Verizon has coverage that T-Mobile doesn't? Chris, that is an excellent idea. I don't think we quite have that right now, but we have something close. So if you go to map.coverage.map.com, let me just spell it out right now. There we go. And I will add this to the stream so you can see it. We have a tool for the crowdsourced map that allows us to map areas with no service. So I can show you, at least in my area, these are going to be these black squares that you see. And so when you drive from Boulder to this town called Nederland, it turns out there is basically no service along this highway. And it's really a winding road through the mountains. And you can kind of compare. So AT&T, no service. You can do T-Mobile, also no service. And then Verizon, also no service on that highway. But if one carrier did have service on the highway, then you would see them. And that might be a way to kind of help compare the different options and see where one carrier does have service and one carrier doesn't. The other way is to use the signal strength map. And I mean, this is pretty much a perfect example where you can see this road winding through and there's no coverage from AT&T. And unfortunately, you do need to kind of go through and select each one individually. So that's Boost. We can do T-Mobile. and then you can do Verizon. We don't really have anything outside of this system right now. And again, that speed test map with the crowdsourced data is probably going to be your best case. But I do love the idea, and maybe that's something we can look into in the future. We do have some other projects we're working on, so I'm not sure, but probably the speed test map right now is your best bet, where you can actually check what real users are reporting and report data yourself. And then any tests that fail will get marked as an area with no service on the map, helping both you and other people compare coverage in your specific area. So there you go. And I hope that's helpful. Sid is asking about the US Mobile Unlimited Priority Hotspot Data Plan. So for those of you who are curious, US Mobile recently launched a really incredible plan on what they call the Dark Star network, which is the AT&T network. And if you go to the US Mobile website, you can see some of the features here for this plan. So currently running a promo. If you buy it for 6 months, you get it for $35 a month, and you're getting on the AT&T network unlimited priority data, unlimited talk and text, unlimited hotspot, free Apple Watch. There's a few asterisks. So let's focus just on that AT&T plan. For AT&T, you get unlimited priority data on device, and as Sid mentioned, it used to be truly unlimited high-speed hotspot data, and this has now been updated to a tiered speed system. So you get 100 gigabytes at full speeds, 100 gigabytes at 8 megabits per second, and then unlimited data at 600 kilobits per second after that. And Sid, I guess to answer your question, I mean, people live in areas where like T-Mobile home internet isn't available, AT&T Internet Air isn't available, and like a lot of these services, they're using the 5G networks that these carriers have. And so you need to be in an area that has the 5G service. And I think what happened is people saw this unlimited hotspot opportunity and were trying to use it as a replacement for home internet just because the price is so good. And some people just really don't have the options. And unfortunately, because people were really using that hotspot data, US Mobile chose to implement the new tiered speed system to still give users a whole lot of usable high-speed hotspot data, but to try and prevent people from using it as a full-on internet replacement. But yeah, I mean, I don't think people were really trying to get that plan changed. They just lived in an area where they weren't able to get some of these offerings, like AT&T Internet Air. I think you need to live in an eligible area. You need to have an address that gets the service that AT&T wants, because otherwise AT&T's network could become congested in certain areas, and they just need to manage that. Is kind of what AT&T is trying to do. So I don't know. Hopefully, Sid, that answers your question. 200 gigabytes of hotspot data that's included in the plan, or 200 gigabytes at 8 megabits per second or faster, is still a huge amount of data for most people, and hopefully it still works. But yeah, unfortunately, the plan no longer is truly unlimited high-speed hotspot, just to kind of mitigate some of that home internet usage that they were seeing. So yeah, hopefully that helps answer your question, and hopefully 200 gigs of high-speed hotspot data is still a good option for you. So thank you. Eden is asking, Stetson, does eSIM have better signal strength? That is a good question. No, I do not think eSIM has better signal strength, because the signal strength, like, as I understand it, the SIM card and the eSIM are configuring how the phone is like recognized and connects to the network, and it's like configuring the connection to the network, but the actual signal strength and reception quality is coming down to the cellular modem that's in the device. And so I don't think eSIM will give you better signal strength. I think it's going to be the same between both eSIM and physical SIM. Henry is asking, hey Stetson, what do you recommend for 6 lines? Henry, that is a great question. It really does come down to sort of your preference and what network has the best coverage in your area. So if you're curious on coverage, I mean, one great tool is this cool crowdsourced map where you can kind of compare data speeds between the different networks in your specific area. So you can compare, you actually zoom in, and we made it so you can see the map values. So you can actually go in here and see, all right, this is the average performance on AT&T in my area. switch it up to T-Mobile. Okay, wow, T-Mobile's a lot faster, getting between like 200, 500 megabits per second. That's interesting to see. Verizon, it looks like that is, 300 in some areas, slower in some areas, really good in this area. So you can kind of use this map to see what network has the best speeds. You can also use the signal strength map to kind of compare those coverage footprints. Or one of the tools that I really like is if you just go to CoverageMap.com, we actually have something called we have the check coverage button, and you can just enter your state, city, county, or zip code. So I happen to live in Boulder County. So if I click on that, you get a report of the best network in your area, and you can kind of compare these. So you can see Verizon coverage 67%, that's pretty good. T-Mobile 50.6%. AT&T does have the most coverage at 77.8%, but look at the reliability score. It's pretty low. T-Mobile, much better reliability score. Verizon, pretty good reliability score in terms of what we're seeing. And then you look at the median download speed, because that's mostly what you're using. You see T-Mobile, excellent download speed. I mean, we kind of saw that on the interactive map, right, where T-Mobile was just super fast in my area. So Verizon, and then T-Mobile is kind of the Boulder County areas, T-Mobile and Boulder. But very, very fast performance on T-Mobile, but Verizon is a little bit more coverage. So you can kind of use this to gauge, like in this area, I would say Verizon or T-Mobile are great options. And then from there, it's like, do you want to finance your devices is really what it comes down to. Like if you're open to financing your phones, then you can pretty much get any plan from any major carrier. And with 6 lines, you'll get pretty good rates across the board. Like basically the plan comes down to the cost of the phone and then the cost of the plan. And even though the plans can be more expensive, the discounts on the devices can make it worth it. And I'll just use T-Mobile as an example because I have them kind of pulled up here. I don't think we'll be able to get to 6 lines on their site. It says 4 phones in my cart. Can I clear my cart? Like, how do I? Let's see. I really don't want. All right, let's actually remove this from the stream and go incognito so we can not have phones in our cart anymore. Boom. Awesome. Add to stage. And if we go to plans, I'll just kind of show you what I need. So yeah, I think we can go up to 4 or 5 lines. All right, we can go up to 5 lines, which will be pretty similar. So even though Go5G Plus is going to be pretty expensive, $220 per month, you are getting those discounts that we were looking at earlier, up to $800 off a phone. A lot of these will give you a free baseline device. So maybe a free iPhone 16 or a close to free Galaxy S25 or something such as that. And when you factor in effectively you're saving $800 per year per line if you do the device trade-in deals through T-Mobile with Go5G Plus. And when you factor in those savings, when you have 6 lines, that can add up to be a pretty significant amount of money. So that's one really great approach. Any major carrier, it'll work out really well. Let's actually go to bestphoneplans.net, and we can actually do 4 lines to kind of give you a comparison. Excuse me. Oh, I don't think I have 6 lines, Henry, in my database. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's empty. I think I got lazy. I was just tired of entering information, so I got to 5 lines. But the device promo way is definitely a really good option. And so if I toggle this on, this is with a financed iPhone 16. And the price of some of these really goes up quite a bit because of that. I might be only factoring in 1 device. So I should probably check the math on this. Yeah, this should be going up by substantially more. But it's like, I don't know, I think it was like $16 or $17 per line per month. So $16 per line per month for a baseline iPhone 16. And you can effectively get that for almost free on the postpaid plans. But yeah, if you're interested in doing something more prepaid, you could do a prepaid plan and do that for all 6 lines. And I guess what you're shooting for is somewhere around that $25 per line per month price point, because you can grab visible base. This will be $25 per line per month, and then you just pay for your phones. Same with US Mobile Unlimited Starter. Pretty much the same with Boost Mobile Unlimited. Mint Mobile's unlimited plan is actually doing a good deal right now, where this is $25 per line per month for your first year. So that'll be a great value. And then you kind of get into those annual plans. So I wish I had a more specific answer for 6 lines, but I think the truth is that I haven't been really recommending 6 lines to too many people. Like another option could be a shared data plan on US Mobile, right, where you get like 20 or 30 gigs of shared data if you're all lighter users, and that could work out really well, where it would be what is this, like, I don't know, 15 to 20 bucks per line per month, and that could be a great deal as well. But in terms of the postpaid plans, like, yeah, unlimited starter from AT&T, that'll be probably the most affordable option on the AT&T network. And what I love about AT&T Unlimited Starter while we're here is this plan is actually eligible for AT&T's best device trade-in deals, and it's AT&T's most affordable plan. So you kind of combine those two factors, and you can typically get a great value on AT&T Unlimited Starter. So I would consider doing that. Yeah, I think if I were to answer your question, like, what would I do? I would definitely consider probably AT&T would be my number one pick if they have good coverage, and it's my number one pick just because of that, just because of their trade-in deals, right? So Galaxy S25 Ultra on us, the entry level AT&T Unlimited Starter plan, I believe, is eligible for this. iPhone 16 Plus, $10.99 a month, no trade-in required. Boom, you get that. So, and then iPhone 16 Pro Max, up to $1,000 off when you trade in your old iPhone in any condition, as long as it's an iPhone 13 Pro or higher. Like, you can get crazy good device deals even on that affordable AT&T Unlimited Starter plan. So I'd probably do AT&T Unlimited Starter as one of my top picks. I would probably look at T-Mobile Go 5G Plus if you're looking at the T-Mobile network. And if you wanted to do something prepaid, Visible Base will give you truly unlimited at a really great value. And then the downside with Visible is every line on the account needs each line does need its own account. So that's something to keep in mind. Whereas a carrier such as US Mobile, you can actually manage all of these lines from a single account dashboard. So that'd be something to keep in mind as there as well. Icarus, one person's question eats up 15 minutes because I'm a chatterbox and will not stop talking. So anyway, if anyone else has a different question, I'm happy to answer that. Oh, someone's asking about, so Rod is saying, I have T-Mobile. Your map suggests the best plan is Mint Mobile Unlimited, $30 a month. Is it better than US Mobile Unlimited Premium, $35 a month, light speed? That's a great question. So we can quickly answer that. We'll do one line, and they might actually both be on the homepage of my site. So if I do annual plans, yeah, we'll throw this up. So Rod, they're just different plans. So with Mint Mobile Unlimited, you can grab Mint Mobile Unlimited. It's normally priced at $30 a month, but requires that annual commitment, so $360 up front. Current promo brings it down to $300 for your first year, or $25 a month. You're getting truly unlimited high-speed data on the T-Mobile network with Mint Mobile's latest plan change. That data is deprioritized, but you're getting 10 gigs of hotspot, 480p video streaming, international calls to Canada and Mexico, 3 gigs in Canada, and then it's actually $5 a day in Mexico. I need to update that. And then $5 a day for 1 gig of international data. So both of these are $5 a day. In terms of US Mobile Unlimited Premium, if you did the annual version of US Mobile Unlimited Premium, that's going to be $33 a month. You're getting 100 gigs of high-speed data on T-Mobile, and then unlimited data at 1 megabit per second, 50 gigs of hotspot, and 720p video streaming. So I'd say video streaming, you can actually get 4K streaming on any plan by using a VPN, but right off the bat, US Mobile might be a little bit better in that scenario. And then US Mobile's Unlimited Premium annual plan does have better international features. So you're getting free international texting, free international calling, 10 gigs in Canada and Mexico, which is pretty impressive, and then up to 10 gigs in 180 countries with that T-Mobile activation. So between these, I would say they're different. If you use a lot of high-speed data, Mint Mobile may be a better pick for you. If you want more hotspot data, then US Mobile could be better. If you value that video streaming or the international features, then US Mobile could be better, or things such as that. So hopefully that helps. It is worth noting that both Mint Mobile and US Mobile currently don't support RCS on iPhone on T-Mobile at this time, but that should be fixed very soon with the iOS 18.4 software update. So, Rod, I hope that's helpful. All right, what is next? Yeah, so we were looking at Johnny T. These are per line, and we're just looking at one line for both Mint and for US Mobile. So these are, yeah, just the one line costs. And both of these are the 12-month version of the plans. If you wanted the non-annual version of the plans, then US Mobile would actually be $44 a month. This is their Dark Star version, but this plan on the T-Mobile network would also be $44. So kind of can be a price difference. But for the annual option, yeah, both of these are annual. All right, we got Ilya saying Metro or TracFone Wireless. Illa, that is a great question. I would say, in my view, do you mean TracFone Wireless? Is that right? Or do you mean Total Wireless? Because those are two totally different services. Like, if that's the question, Metro all day, every day. But if it's Total, it's totally different. Like, the TracFone plans, I don't think these are very good. I'll list up a couple on the site right now, but we got it's like very low usage plans, $10 a month, and you get 1.5 gigabytes per year of data or something such as that. Then we've got $15 a month for 1.5 gigs per 3 months. So basically just very low usage plans. And if you're a low user, I honestly wouldn't get any of these. I think Metro would be better because Metro's got True Unlimited, and the plan I really like is, man, it's not even showing up here. Let's do Metro. Oops, sorry, it's because I'm zoomed in. Metro. There it is. Metro by T-Mobile. Wow, reset filters. I wonder if it's because there's like discounts, new customer. There it is. It's this guy. The Metro by T-Mobile plan for new customers. This is one of my favorite plans on the T-Mobile network. $25, truly unlimited high-speed data. It is deprioritized and there's no hotspot, which I think is a bummer, but overall a great value for unlimited data on the T-Mobile network. All right, we have a question and a super chat from Miguel. Miguel, thank you so much for your generosity and support. I really appreciate it. Miguel says T-Mobile will increase $5 per paid line. So I will end up paying $25 per line. Probably $25 per account is what you mean. I have 12 lines, or I have 12 lines. Is there something better? Oh, Miguel's saying the price increase is $5, but because he has so many lines, he will net be paying $25 per line. And he's got 12 lines. Is there something better? Miguel, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think there's anything better than that right now. I think, I mean, we were just looking at, right, for $25 a line, you can get Metro's plan, but you're getting deprioritized data, no hotspot, 480p streaming. And if you're a Magenta Max customer, you're getting unlimited priority data, you're getting 40 gigs of hotspot, you're getting 4K video streaming, and you're getting incredible international features. So, Miguel, I think, unfortunately, as disappointing as the price hike is, you are still getting a phenomenal value on your cell service, and I would stick with it. Jesus, hey, this person, sorry, I can't pronounce your name. I'm just like not reading that. Jesus Ernesto or something. forgive me for that. But this person is asking Total versus Metro BYOD deal. I would go Total Wireless. So quick recap, Metro, you know it, unlimited, basically unlimited high-speed data, deprioritized, 480p video, $25 a month if you bring your own device. When it comes to Total Wireless, you're getting something completely different. So if we go to Total Wireless BYOD, they are, wow, a lot of ads. Bring your own phone, and you save $25 a month. So they're basically offering 50% off. I've heard any of their plans. So I've heard some people say that even though this is being advertised as their Total 5G Unlimited plan, I do believe this discount applies to all of Total's plans. And so if you go to shop, all plans, the Total Wireless, like the plan they talk about, the Total 5G Unlimited, gives you unlimited priority data, 15 gigs of hotspot, up to $200 off your next phone after 12 months, and then great international calling and texting and roaming in Canada and Mexico, and roaming in 15 other countries, and then the Disney Plus perk. And this would be the same $25 a month with that 50% discount. You could also grab the Total 5G Plus plan, and I think someone actually messaged me today that this is eligible for that 50% off promotion. So for $30, just $5 extra, taxes and fees included, unlimited premium data on Verizon, unlimited hotspot at 5 megabits per second. So, pros and cons to that. And then you get great international features with the international calling and texting and roaming in Canada and Mexico. You get that roaming in 15 countries. And then all of a sudden you're getting that Disney Plus included for free. So yeah, between those three, the Metro plan and like this plan and the Total plans, I would go Total Wireless. I think Verizon's got great coverage, and these are a phenomenal value for the price. So that would be the answer to your question. Someone is asking about getting US Mobile Dark Star on iPhone, or are there features missing? So yes, it turns out there are some features that are still missing. This is mostly related to the AT&T network. So US Mobile Dark Star is AT&T. It's still going to be a great plan. There will be some missing features. So what's missing? You're missing RCS, so that rich communication service. That basically comes into play if you're messaging your Android buddies. It's not going to be as fun. And group messaging. When I was testing it, group messaging didn't work for me. When I would go to send a message, it would say outgoing at the top and then send each recipient in the group chat an individual message. And so that was a little bit of a bummer. But those are really the only two features that were missing for me. And I can't remember if visual voicemail was working or not. The good news is the new iPhones, they have something called, I think it's live transcription. And so even if you don't have visual voicemail, you can still see your messages. So that was a bit less of an issue. And then group chat, you have iMessage, right? But it really comes down to, yeah, you're missing RCS, and you're also going to be missing out on the group messaging. But other than that, I think those are the only features. I can double check that for you because I posted it recently on Twitter. And I made an image of it. Wow, the camera is laggy. Let me see if I can switch that. I'm just like watching myself like go in slow motion right now. So let's do settings, camera. Let's try this camera. Boom, wow. Definitely a little bit less crisp, but hopefully less laggy and very much zoomed out. Like you can see the light. Oh no, this is the actual camera that I was just using. That's hilarious. Maybe we can just like move this. And then quickly do some on the fly adjustments here. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Not too bad. Maybe just like angle it this way a little bit. I'm like off center now. Either way, hopefully this video quality is less laggy, and I will look into the other video quality in the future. Here we go. So this is back to the US mobile features. Add to stage. So you can see from my testing, this is actually the outdated one. Because there was one that was updated, I think. No, maybe this is it. Yeah. So it was visual voicemail. That was, all right, so that was not working for me. So when you're looking at getting US Mobile on the AT&T network, when I tested it, I didn't have RCS. I did have picture messaging that worked great. I didn't have group messaging, and I didn't have visual voicemail. But as I mentioned earlier, the live transcription feature did work. So if I had service and I got a call, I would get that live transcription. But those are the things to keep in mind and consider for US Mobile Darkstar on iPhone. You're still getting the unlimited priority data. You're still getting the incredible hotspot data, 200 gigs at high speeds, and then unlimited at 600 kilobits per second. So it really comes down to what your specific needs are for your cell phone plan. So I hope that's helpful. Let's see. C user is saying it's my internet connection. C user, I wish it was my internet connection. I don't think it is because I do have gigabit fiber plugged in. Granted, I am on Wi-Fi right now. I think the laptop's plugged in, but I'm not sure if it's using the hardwire connection or the Wi-Fi connection. So either way. John is asking, do you know any idea of Visible Wireless releasing or adding standalone 5G on iOS on iPhones just like T-Mobile? John, I wish I had more information about this, but the truth is I don't know. So I'm unsure. Yep, that's my answer to that, unfortunately. Hopefully Reddit has more information, and it could be worth tuning in or checking Reddit to see what is there. Lorenzo, thank you so much for your kind super chat and your generosity. I think he's asking, Total Wireless worth it? Customer service is bad. Yeah, I think from what I've seen and from my experience, it does feel like Total Wireless customer service may have room to improve. That said, the value they provide is really good. Like, what you get for the price is a great value, and you just have to be okay. Like, sometimes in the prepaid worlds, that's kind of, you get what you pay for in some sense. And sometimes that's just the trade-off that you make. So this is total 5G unlimited. Again, I factored in those BYOD promotions so you can see those discounts. And I mean, just getting unlimited high-speed data, especially the 5G unlimited priority data on Verizon, 15 gigs of hotspot, 720p video streaming, great international calling and texting options, 10 gigs in Canada and Mexico, 10 gigs in 17 Latin American countries. All that for $25 is a great value. I mean, that's probably one of the best deals on the Verizon network right now that you can get. So it's kind of up to you. Like, some people, it's probably worth going with a different carrier to try and get better customer service and support. On the other hand, how often are you really using customer service and support? Honestly, once I feel like I'm set up and activated on a carrier, I'm not really interacting with support that much, or hopefully not interacting with support that much. So there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. Definitely curious what you guys think. Manny says, I suspect they are still using the old TracFone billing system. That's why it's bad compared to Visible Verizon Prepaid. That honestly wouldn't surprise me. The Chaz is asking, is first responder connection better, i.e. FirstNet or T Priority? The Chaz, the answer is yes. First responder connection should be better, and it's definitely better on the different networks. Typically, the plans that offer offer service to first responders are on a higher priority tier, is my understanding of that. And yeah, the plans do include priority data. So like AT&T FirstNet, that includes priority data. It also includes special access to, I think it's band 14. Someone correct me if I'm mistaken on that, but it has a special antenna band that has access to that basically makes sure or helps ensure that people with that plan stay connected, even if the other parts of the network get more congested. Those people basically have their own separate like highway or sub network, if you will, that they're able to use. So yeah, typically if you get a first responder plan, you are getting slightly higher priority on the network. And at the same time, there's only so much speed, only so much capacity that a cellular network has. So even if you get a plan with higher priority, you may not really notice that much difference between some of the other plans. It'll probably be more noticeable in times of congestion or things such as that. And Manny's bringing up an excellent point. The $60 plan here is also eligible for that BYOD promo. And so I should go ahead and get that updated on the website, and also make sure that I note that these plans have taxes and fees included. So a really good value. Boost is saying your internet is working good where I am. Great. I'm glad the stream is working well for you, Boost. Thank you for the comment. Let's see what else we got. Did I miss anything? James is asking, is there a plan for $25 per month with priority data? James, boom, total 5G unlimited. If you do the BYOD promo, $25, unlimited priority on the Verizon network. Really good value. The only other plan with priority data, actually there are probably a couple. Let's see if we can dive into that. And the Chaz is saying, thanks for answering, Stetson. Chaz, thank you so much for your support. You're most welcome. Let's say you want priority data, boink, and you're looking for the $25 price point. So other plans with priority data include US Mobile Unlimited Starter with their 12-month discount, bringing that cost down to $23 a month, tax included. Got to update this website. You can do the monthly version, $25, 35 gigs of priority on Verizon. Mobile X, another great option with priority data on the Verizon network. Their custom plan, so a plan with 7 gigs of, you pay for 7 gigs and then you get 7 gigs bonus. So this will be 14 gigs total. That'll be $21 a month plus tax. So 14 gigs of priority on the Verizon network. You have the option to get 4K streaming with this plan, which is excellent. And what's really cool is basically you pay for 7 gigs. And if you use under that, then Mobile X will actually give you account credit back to your account to apply to next month's billing cycle for any of your unused data. And so that's really good as well. And it's also worth mentioning that the Mobile X Unlimited plan, it's now $25. I mean, look at this. Same price as US Mobile, $25. And you're now getting 199 gigabytes of high-speed data. So that is priority data on the Verizon network. I should probably update this to say like 199 gigs of priority. But yeah, 199 gigs of high-speed data, that is priority data, and 10 gigs of hotspot, all for $25 a month. That might be probably one of the best options available at the $25 price point outside of the total plans. And then we have AT&T Prepaid. This does give you priority data, at least the last time I checked, on the AT&T network, and then T-Mobile Connect. But these data amounts like 16 gigs, 8 gigs, not as exciting when you can get more data for less from some of these other providers. And then Mobile X Custom, 9 gigabytes. Again, 18 gigs of total usable data, 18 gigs of priority on the Verizon network, and you only pay for the data you use. So there you go. You can just use the Best Phone Plans website and find the plan that meets your specific needs. And these are the best options with priority on priority data at the $25-ish price point. So there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. We got... Oh, Dark Jedi is saying, I want to know if there's something better than FirstNet. I'm on FirstNet with AT&T. I have 1 FirstNet phone, 1 FirstNet tablet, 1 FirstNet watch, and 2 regular AT&T phone lines, 3 phones on us. Dark Jedi, great question. I'll be honest with you. I don't think there is anything better than AT&T FirstNet for the price. I mean, you could do the math out for a regular AT&T consumer plan, and it is worth mentioning, right? So if we do, actually I think I do have this. Hold on. Let's go in and see. So on the website, discounts, we can do military, veteran, and first responder. Let's get rid of regular price. And then let's see if there's anything else checked. I think that's it. So you can see this is the pricing for one line. With AT&T though, they give you a 25% discount. It sounds like you've got 3 lines, if I'm reading that correctly. And so now you're looking at like T-Mobile, Magenta, Military. Well, Magenta's getting phased out, so it'd probably be Go 5G. But then at that point, with the phone discounts, you're probably going to want to go with Go 5G Plus. So Go 5G Plus Military could be an option. That's going to be $135 with tax included. If you wanted to stick with the AT&T network, you could grab either their extra plan for $122 a month or their starter plan for $110. Honestly, really good options. I think adding a tablet line is, I'm gonna guess $20, but I could be mistaken on that. I'm guessing a watch line is probably like $10. Probably worth. Hang on. I wonder if I have that noted. So let's see quickly if I have that noted. Yeah. Okay. So tablet support is included. Add a tablet for $20, and then add a smartwatch for $10. So there you go. That is the AT&T plan. I'm glad I had that noted there. Again, T-Mobile, Go 5G Plus Military. I think the pricing for those add-ons is going to be pretty similar. Could be a great option. And then I would say Verizon Unlimited. I don't think I have the Unlimited Ultimate here, which is curious, but that would be another plan to consider as well. Honestly, though, I don't think you're going to find a better setup than what you're on right now. But either way, it could be worth looking into, because depending on what discount you're eligible for from AT&T, they do offer that 25% discount on all of their plans for military members. So Dark Jedi, I hope that is helpful and at least gives you something to look into and do research for. It is worth noting that sometimes, even though the carriers talk about and promote their military discounts, sometimes the truth is you'll save more money simply by just getting plans that meet each line's needs. So if you look at your average data usage, you see, hey, our lines are only using about 10 gigabytes each. You could probably switch to a prepaid plan or an MVNO and get plans at much more affordable rates that way. So hopefully that is helpful. Wow. All right. We've got Omar, iPad data only unlimited suggestions for an MVNO. Let's see. Omar, great question. There is a page on the website that has this. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's data only plans. Yeah. Boom. Omar, this is for you. So we have some data only plans. While I'm here, quick shout out to RV Mobile Internet Resource Center. Chris, Sherry, and the rest of the team there, they do a fabulous job breaking down plans that are great for RVers, travelers, and digital nomads, so you can check them out. In terms of your question, it sounds like, Omar, you're asking about tablet plans. That's going to be the iPad. So we'll take a look here. Some of these do require having an active line of service, but we'll quickly breeze through them. So it looks like Verizon, you can add an unlimited tablet line for $10, depending on what Verizon plan you have, and that'll give you 15 gigs of data. Verizon More Unlimited, $15, unlimited high-speed data with 30 gigs of priority. Again, I think you have to have an existing Verizon line to add this. Let's see if we can do... I didn't put a data filter in, so we'll just have to keep scrolling. Looks like you can do like 10 gigs or 15 gigs from Tello, and those can be reasonably affordable options. US Mobile Unlimited Starter, this will work in a tablet, give you 35 gigs of high-speed data in that tablet. AT&T Prepaid, 20 gigs. Pure Talk is doing 10 gigs for $30, so not as good. This is another fun one, US Mobile Unlimited Premium. This actually, I think the T-Mobile and Verizon plan should work in a tablet. I'm genuinely not sure about the AT&T plan at this time, but it might be possible for this to work in a tablet. You'd probably want to reach out to customer service and support and confirm that first. AT&T Data Connect, you're getting 50 gigs for $55. AT&T Prepaid, same thing, 50 gigs for $55. Verizon Prepaid, $60 gets you 25 gigs. $80 gets you 100 gigs. And then things just get expensive. AT&T Prepaid, $90 for 100 gigs. Data Connect, $90 for 100 gigs, and AT&T Prepaid, $100 for 150 gigs. I don't know if that really answered your question. There's a lot of different options here. I think it kind of depends on how much data you're specifically looking to use on your iPad, but hopefully this is helpful. And again, I didn't really include some of the like AT&T add a tablet line for $20 kind of plans, because these are really tablet specific plans here. So I probably need to go ahead and add those in. But I'll throw this link in the chat, and you can go ahead and kind of compare some of the different options there. And as I said at the start of this segment, feel free to check out RV Mobile Internet Resource Center. They have some awesome content when it comes to data only and tablet plans. So Omar, I hope that is helpful. Omar saying, thank you for amazing content. AT&T did not work. I will try use mobile Verizon. Omar, hope that works for you. We've got information on AT&T. DT is saying AT&T is $20 for unlimited, $15 with a discount. Most of the other carriers only provide roughly 15 gigabytes. So that is good to know. And I do think you're right. Let's see if I can pull up the Verizon tablet plan right now. Boom. So Verizon is saying, right, they're saying unlimited. These are the two plans we talked about. And it looks like actually wow. Okay, so the pricing is it goes up a lot if you don't have a smartphone line. So with a smartphone line, then this is $20 without a discount, $10 if you have unlimited ultimate. I believe that's what this is saying. But if you don't, then it's $80 for the first tablet line. And then it sounds like $20 for every tablet line after that. So yeah, that could be pretty expensive. It does not include access to Verizon's ultra wideband network. So that's kind of important, or can be important if you want to get the fastest speeds available. And this is 15 gigs of premium mobile hotspot data. Okay, so this is 15 gigs that I think you can just share with, like you can use your iPad as a hotspot. And I think it just gets unlimited high-speed data. Yeah, so you get 15 gigs priority, and then you might be slower during times of network congestion. So it is truly unlimited. But yeah, DT, good point, good to know. Like, again, this is $20 without the discount, $30 without the discount, and it just kind of depends what Verizon line you have and what you're adding to it. So hopefully that helps clarify some things. Ed is asking best international roaming options that are not Google Fi. Ed, this is a fantastic question. I think you really have two options. And I'll walk you through those right now. And then Lorenzo, I see your super chat, so we'll get to you in just a moment. But first, Ed, best international roaming options. We got you. Pretty easy. We're just going to reset the filter. We're going to go to discounts. We'll make sure that annual is checked. And then we're going to go to features. And we're going to zoom out so that I can, actually, maybe I can just make the website bigger, period. And we're going to go to international data included. And so this will give us some plans where we can compare the international add-ons. Great picks right off the bat. US Mobiles, so you can either do their annual version or their monthly version. I'll talk about the monthly version in just a second. But US Mobile on the AT&T network, that's going to include up to 20 gigabytes in 49 countries. And you get, I think, 200 minutes and 250 texts. So a little bit lighter on the texting and minutes, but the data is pretty good. And again, works in 49, not 490, but 49 countries. Visible, you get one free international day per month, and then it is $10 per day for other days. So, kind of depends how long your trip is. What's cool is you can accrue international days, and I think bank up to 12 of them. So if you're only going on, let's say, a 10-day trip once per year, you should be able to get those days covered by the international passes that you save up in your bank, as I understand it. Total 5G unlimited. This is okay if you roam in in Latin American countries. So 10 gigs in 17 countries. Those are all Latin American countries. Google Fi, this is one you specifically said not to talk about, so we won't talk about it. And then T-Mobile Magenta. I'm not sure why T-Mobile's other plans aren't here. I should probably get that checked out. But what you would probably want to look at is Go 5G Plus. Awkward. Doesn't show up. Man. All right, let's try this. Go 5G Plus. Let's actually reset that and then try. Yeah, here it is. Huh. Curious. Very curious. I'll be looking into that. Anyway, these are just two different pages on my website. And Go 5G Plus is going to include 15 gigs in Canada and Mexico, and then 5 gigs and 215 supported destinations. And I guess while we're here, like, it is worth knowing that the US Mobile Unlimited starter plan on T-Mobile actually includes some really good international unlimited premium, really cool international features. So US Mobile Unlimited Premium, that's going to be this one. You get 10 gigs in Canada and Mexico and 200 minutes and 250 texts. And you're getting up to 10 gigs in 180 supported destinations. And you would just want to go to US Mobile's website and see what's included. And I'll do that right now. International roaming. So they actually have a pretty good system where you can, check out the international features. To look at what is included, you can look between their 3 different networks. Lightspeed is T-Mobile, Darkstar is AT&T, Warp is 5G. And you would just plug in where you're headed. So if you sign up for Lightspeed, that's going to have the greatest support for native roaming in these countries. And let's say you're going to France, you can see, boom, it'll support up to 10 gigs, 200 minutes, and 250 texts in France on the unlimited premium plan. That will be included. If you were to sign up on the Darkstar, that would be 20 gigabytes, which is insane. Actually, no, I don't want to sign in. Thank you very much. Nope, don't want to sign in. Okay. Went back. But yeah, you can just plug in here where you're headed and see what's included. It would be nice if this was just, actually, yeah, look, see all countries. Boom. So you can kind of scroll and see what's included and what's not included. And you can immediately see the difference right at the top, right? So if you're on Lightspeed, that's T-Mobile. You're getting all of these countries here. If you're on Darkstar, you're still going to get a lot of countries, but you're missing out on some of them. And then Verizon, which is the Warp network, similar story. So hopefully that's helpful. I would say probably US Mobile on T-Mobile, US Mobile Lightspeed will be a great option. That'll be that $44 per month plan. I think T-Mobile Go 5G is going to be excellent, or Go 5G Plus, excuse me. Go 5G Plus, where you get 5 gigs and 215 supported destinations. Worth noting that on T-Mobile, international calls are billed at, I think, 25 cents per minute. And so if you do a lot of calling, just keep that in mind. And then, yeah, whatever the other plans were that were over here. Yeah, there you go. All right, Ed, hopefully, I hope that's helpful. But those are kind of some options for international roaming. All right, Lorenzo, we have not forgotten about your super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. Lorenzo is asking, how does US Mobile multi-line work? Like primary is Warp and secondary is Darkstar. So Lorenzo, great question. It does depend a little bit on which line you set as primary and which line you set as secondary. But the way it works, I'll give you a quick overview. I don't have this set up right now, but I can give you a pretty good sample of what's going to happen. So you're going to activate on US Mobile the multi-line works. It only is available on their unlimited premium plan, that $44 plan. Or if you get the annual version, I think that'll be available as well. My understanding is this feature is free through March, and then I think it's going to be a $15 per month add-on. And the way it works is you're going to get 2 separate phone numbers. So you're going to have your primary number, that'll be your main device. In your example, it sounds like you're activating that on Warp, so the Verizon network. And then you'll get a second phone number and a second eSIM. And you're going to install both of them on the same phone. So they have to be installed on the same phone. If you try and use them on 2 different phones, then US Mobile will not be happy about that because this feature is intended to work only on one device. And what you're going to do is you're going to set it up Well, you'll have 2 SIM cards active. And so you can see that here. Once if the camera chooses to focus, come on, baby, you can do it. Maybe not. There it is. Man, is this showing as backwards for you? Is my whole video mirrored right now? Hang on, that's outrageously inconvenient if it is true. So let me see if I can fix that. Boom. Okay. If that was mirrored the whole time, my goodness. Anyway, so this is what it's going to look like. Instead of Mobile X and AT&T, it'll say US Mobile and probably US Mobile again. And one will be on the Verizon network and one will be on the Darkstar network or AT&T. And you can create a really cool shortcut, which I will at some point make a video on, that just swaps what SIM you're using for cellular data. You see that? So Mobile X is in the top, then AT&T is in the bottom. You tap it, AT&T is in the top, used for cellular data, Mobile X is in the bottom, and you can just swap between them just like that. And the way it works is, you might notice the plan includes 100 gigs of high-speed data, and then the data is slowed. And so what US Mobile is doing is they're looking at your total data usage. And once you hit 100 gigabytes for both network, like it doesn't matter what network you're on, once you hit 100 gigabytes, that is when the data will slow down. Now, what's interesting is, as I understand it, if you activate your primary line on Darkstar, then you basically get, like, how do I explain this? So let me pull the plan up on screen so we can look at it. So it's this plan here, the US Mobile Unlimited Darkstar plan. Well, I actually really want the one that's on like T-Mobile. Here, US Mobile Unlimited Premium, and then very curious. Like, where's the other version of this plan? All right, let's try this one. Okay, perfect. Yeah, exactly. So there's 2 versions, right? You've got the one that's on AT&T, that's giving you the unlimited high-speed data, and you've got the one that's on T-Mobile or Verizon, that's the 100 gigs. So the way the multi-network works is that you use the service and you can swap between the networks, as I showed you, on your phone anytime you want to. And once you reach 100 gigabytes of total data usage between both networks, so it could be 50 gigs on Warp and 50 gigs on Darkstar, it could be 25 gigs on Warp, 75 gigs on Darkstar, but whenever your total data usage reaches 100 gigabytes, then your speeds will be slowed to 1 megabit per second. And same thing for hotspot data. You get 50 gigabytes of total hotspot data, and it's your choice if you want to use that on the Warp network or the Darkstar network. Now, it's interesting. So this is, you get 100 gigabytes if you activate your primary line on T-Mobile or Verizon, so Lightspeed or Warp. But if you activate your primary line on Darkstar, my understanding is you get 100 gigabytes of high-speed data on your secondary line, and then you would get unlimited data on your Darkstar line. And I don't think I explained that correctly, so let me try again. So you would get, basically you could swap between Darkstar and Warp. Let's use that as an example. So AT&T and Verizon. You can swap between AT&T and Verizon and use as much data as you want. You're using data and you're using data. And once you reach 100 gigabytes of total data used, whether that is 100 gigabytes total on AT&T or 100 gigabytes total on Verizon, or some combination of split between them, then the Verizon service would be slowed to 1 megabit per second. But because your primary line is on AT&T, that would allow you to go over that 100 gigabytes and continue getting high-speed data, because that plan does include the unlimited high-speed data. So I hope that makes sense. I think someone actually explained that much better than I did in a Reddit post. But that's my current understanding of how that setup works, and I'm excited to go ahead and test that myself. So, Mark, thank you so much for your generosity and your super chat. Mark asks, is there a roaming advantage for greater coverage on a postpaid plan compared to a prepaid plan? Mark, that's a fantastic question that candidly remains somewhat of a mystery, but we do have some clues. So first, this is going to depend a lot on what network you activate on. And what do I mean by this? Well, if you actually go to Visible's coverage map, and I'll pull this up right now. If I can go ahead and find it. Yes. So what's interesting is if you look at Visible's coverage map, they actually point out areas where they have domestic roaming agreements. So let's make this bigger. So if you zoom in on the map, you can see, wait for it, boom. 5G ultra wideband is going to be this green, and they have this light pink. Here it is in Kentucky. This area of Kentucky, that is their extended network. And so that is actually domestic roaming on the Verizon network that Visible is able to get access to. And I'm honestly not sure if other Verizon MVNOs get access to this. I think there's some out in, let's try Wisconsin. Yeah, there's some out in Wisconsin. I think this is the US cellular network that they're roaming on. But Visible actually does get access to what appear to be a lot of Verizon's domestic roaming agreements. And it's actually really funny. You can see each of these little splotches is a 5G ultra wideband cell tower that's been upgraded, which looks really funny on this map in my opinion. But in Visible's case, it's getting what appears to be pretty much the same coverage as the Verizon postpaid network. Like maybe there are some domestic agreements that they're missing out on, but it looks like they're getting access to this extended network, this partner coverage. Whereas other prepaid carriers or other MVNOs, they may not be getting this kind of access. And I think like an example would be Mint Mobile. I don't think Mint Mobile is getting access to T-Mobile's domestic roaming agreements. But it can be advantageous. So if we actually go ahead, let me remove this. Let's pull up T-Mobile's coverage map and see if we can see where they have roaming agreements. Coverage, our network. Actually, we want to go to the 4G, 5G map. Yeah, there we go. And boom, this will load in and we can full screen it. Oh, nice. And then zoom in and see. Yeah, so you start to get these zebra patterns in Vermont. And what is this? Like upstate New York. And that is partner coverage, I think on the AT&T network would be my guess. And I don't think Mint has coverage there. So let's go to Mint Mobile's coverage map. Mint Mobile coverage map, boom. And this will hopefully load. So yeah, you can see, oh my God, this is actually very clear in my opinion. You can see that hopefully this loads and becomes sharper. This polygon mess, it appears to not have coverage in those areas that we were just seeing coverage on for the T-Mobile network. So let me full screen this. We actually jump back between them. So yeah, T-Mobile, you can see this clear partner coverage, upstate New York and the northern part of Vermont. And on Mint Mobile's map, you're missing out. You're getting white, which means no coverage. So let me actually, yeah. So that's one example, Mark, how a T-Mobile customer, you would get more coverage than a Mint Mobile customer based on those domestic roaming agreements. But on the same vein, a Visible customer appears to get very similar, if not the same coverage as a regular Verizon customer, because it does appear they are getting access to these extended network or partner network coverage areas. So I hope that answers your question. I think bottom line, worth checking a coverage map to see if you're in an area that is going to have or need partner coverage or something such as that. And one thing that's worth mentioning while we're here is if you go to the coverage map website, let's launch the map here. The signal strength maps that we have only show native coverage. So if we go to Verizon, let's actually go to T-Mobile and let's go to all. So if you look at T-Mobile all, this is only the native T-Mobile network. And you can see up in northern New York and parts of Vermont, it's completely empty up here. And that's because T-Mobile is relying on those partner networks. So if you use the CoverageMap website and you use the CoverageMap map, whatever coverage is shown on here will only be the native network coverage. And so you can check and see, like, if there's coverage here, then you'll definitely get coverage if you sign up on an MVNO. And if there's no coverage here, then you might want to check the carrier map and see if there's a roaming agreement. And I think we can do Verizon. So if we do Verizon, yeah, you can see this part of Wisconsin where Verizon is roaming on what I believe is US Cellular. That is completely empty because the native network doesn't cover there. But yeah, I hope that is helpful, Mark. There can be an advantage to signing up for a plan from a postpaid carrier, but I think that will impact very few people. And the bottom line is just check coverage before you sign up. All right, we got a super chat from Alex. Max is saying that is the Cellcom network that Verizon roams on. Max, thank you so much for the extra information. I really appreciate that. If you guys haven't heard of Max, he also reviews cell phone plans and is covering the best plans and cell phone plan news. So consider checking him out as well if you're interested in some other takes and perspectives on the wireless industry. Let's go. Mark is saying double thumbs up. Got you, Mark. Hopefully that helped. Alex, thank you so much for your generosity and your super chat. Alex is asking, I have 2 lines with AT&T, one unlimited premium and one unlimited elite, and travel outside the US once a year. Should I switch to US Mobile? I pay $145. Alex, that is a great question. If you've got 2 lines, then my take is you will likely save a significant amount of money with US Mobile, right? So you're looking at US Mobile here. I'll throw this up now. If you are an iPhone user, keep in mind those features that you might be missing out on. All right, so that's going to be RCS, visual voicemail, and group messaging currently. Hopefully that will get fixed soon, but currently you're missing out on those 3 features, at least the last time I tested US Mobile on AT&T. But if you're an Android user, you get all of those features. You do get RCS, you do get visual voicemail, and you do get group messaging. So all those work if you're an Android user. And what you're getting for the price is kind of unmatched, right? You're getting unlimited high-speed priority data. So that checks your box right there. And you're getting 200 gigabytes of hotspot data. So it's going to be, to be clear, 100 gigabytes at full speed, 100 gigabytes at 8 megabits per second. That's your 200. And then unlimited at 600 kilobits per second thereafter. You're getting 4K video streaming, which is the same that AT&T offers. And then for your international features, you're getting up to 20 gigs in 49 countries. So there's a high probability that this plan would work in the countries you visit. Now, I do believe that a lot of the plans will have higher ping times in some countries when traveling abroad. I think just the way the traffic is routed back to the United States, there could be some higher latency there. And it is worth noting, as we saw on the US Mobile website, let me see if that tab is still open. You're still getting, so this is going to be that Dark Star network. You're getting up to 200 minutes and 250 texts. So I used France as an example. In France, you would get 20 gigabytes of high speed, 200 minutes, and 250 texts. So Alex, what you could honestly do is just go to the US Mobile website, see if the countries that you visit are included. So Germany, let's try Switzerland. Switzerland's included. See if the countries that you visit or are interested in visiting are covered. And this is just included for free in that $44 price point. And so that may be a really good option for you to consider. Where did I put that here? Yeah. So that $44 price point. Yeah, it just kind of depends your countries. You'd be paying what, $88 a month for your 2 lines. That's pretty significant savings over $145. You're not going to be able to get the phone trade-in deals on US Mobile, right? So when we were on the AT&T website, it might have been a different tab. Let's just go to deals. You're not going to be able to get these deals. You're not going to get the iPhone 16 Pro on us. You're not going to get the new Galaxy S25 Ultra. But you'll be saving so much money on the actual plan that you can just use that to probably buy your phones outright. So that's what I'd say. You'd probably save a significant amount of money on US Mobile if you're okay with some of those features that are not working for iPhone. but are working on Android. So if you're an Android user, I would say 100% go for it. And if you're an iPhone user, just kind of know what the compromises are. But there you go. Alex, I hope that is helpful. If you have another question related to that, definitely feel free to let me know and happy to answer it. Nick is saying, can you tell me what my grandfather T-Mobile plan includes? It is the Select Choice Unlimited TT plus D20. Nick, I am sad to say I have absolutely no idea what your plan includes. You may want to consider checking Reddit, or it might be possible to check the T-Life app, as it's now called. And usually T-Mobile does a pretty good job outlining what specific features your specific plan includes. Or you can check Reddit, or you might consider reaching out to T-Mobile support and just asking them directly. So I hope that helps. Connor J. Goodwin is saying, Stetson, I've got the AT&T Unlimited Extra EL plan and now is able to stream up to 1080p video. It used to be 480p, but they bumped it up recently. Is this true? That is a great question, Connor. What I will say is if I go to the AT&T website and I go to wireless and I add this to the stream so you can see what I'm doing, and I go to phone plans, you will see that the Unlimited Extra plan, come on AT&T, it specifically says standard video streaming. So Connor, my understanding based on what the website says is that it will likely be limited to 480p, likely with a 1.5 to 2.5 megabit per second speed cap. Now that said, you can get around this by using a VPN, and I actually did a YouTube video on that. So if you're interested in checking that out, it's just like how to get 4K streaming on any plan. Let me see if I can pull that up. Wow, I don't even know any cell phone plan. Yeah, here we go. Is this one right here? Maybe the thumbnail's not the best, but I basically walk through how to get 4K streaming on any cell phone plan using a VPN. I talk about how it works and why it works. Here you can see the video throttle, and then at some point later in the video, I turn the VPN on, and the video throttle is gone, and it's getting over 100 megabits per second. So unfortunately, it does seem that AT&T, the speed cap is very much still there, but you can get around that simply by using a VPN. So I hope that's helpful, Connor. Alex says, thank you. I'm an iPhone user. Thank you for answering my question. Really appreciate what you do. Alex, you're most welcome. As an iPhone user, yeah, I would say just be aware of the potential compromises. If you're using iMessage, maybe group messaging really isn't that big of a deal. And you won't get true visual voicemail, but you'll get a visual voicemail-like experience with the voicemail transcriptions that Apple has rolled out in iOS 18 or whatever. So there you go. Nick saying, it does help. Thank you. You're most welcome, Nick. Connor saying, I know about the VPN trick. I was doing a fast.com test and got 6 megabits per second just yesterday. That is awesome. Whoa. Silent Tech is saying, what do you think about the total wireless home internet plus cell plus tablet combo for $70? Whew. That honestly sounds really good. So let's find out. You guys are really good at staying up to date with the latest deals, I'll be honest. Because I haven't even seen this. Let's see. Okay. I'll throw this on the stream so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Bundle and save. 4G, 5G LTE home internet, $35 a month. Okay. I wonder if they've improved their app. Last time I used the app, I felt like it could be improved. Yeah. Silent Tech, I'm honestly, let's go to deals maybe. In-store, like deals. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm specifically seeing the promotion that you are talking about. And if maybe I'm missing it, if you have a link for it, feel free to throw it in the chat or something. But my initial take, right, is It's going to be Verizon's 5G or LTE home internet, so I think that's going to be great. A tablet, that could be cool. And $70, like that is overall a really good value, especially when you consider, right, that Verizon's own postpaid plans are more than that. Like Verizon Unlimited Plus. Oh, that's Verizon Prepaid. Excuse me. Yeah, Verizon Unlimited Plus is $80. Like this is just for phone service. And if you're telling me you can get internet, cell phone, and tablet for $70 on the Verizon network, I think that's going to be a great deal. I would only be hesitant if it happened to be the that baseline plan from Total. Like if it's this base 5G unlimited, I probably wouldn't go for it, just because it is deprioritized. You don't get access to, well, it's weird. You get access to 5G ultra wideband, is my understanding, but you don't get the full speeds. You get capped at like, I think it's 25 or 30 megabits per second. So if it's base 5G unlimited, I would hesitate. But if it's either total 5G unlimited or the 5G plus plan, I would probably jump on that. I think it's a great deal. So I hope that helps. Connor saying, thanks, Stetson. You're most welcome, Connor. Thank you for your comment. I really appreciate you. Always happy to answer questions. We got John Michael. Stetson, is US Mobile International roaming plans having any hiccups that you know of? I have seen on Reddit that a few folks are having some issues with US Mobile International roaming data. John Michael, appreciate the comment. I'm honestly unsure. I have access to the same information that you do on Reddit, and so it might be possible that there may be some issues, or it might be only a few people having issues. So the truth is, I don't really know. And if you're concerned about that, it may be worth reaching out to US Mobile support directly, just seeing what they say if you have an upcoming trip, and hopefully it does work. I know sometimes, almost regardless of who you have, sometimes there can be hiccups with traveling internationally. I can actually tell you a quick story. I was traveling internationally. I signed up for AT&T, and for AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, because I wanted to do a video on the best plans for traveling internationally. The video is still up. Let's see if I have it. Really great intro, internationally. And it turns out that, yeah, here it is. I'll add this to the stream. It says best international plans right here. So, wow, this is 5 years ago, you guys. That is absolutely crazy. And I basically kind of walked through the different options, and I tested them out. And the story, wait, I'm just trying to like find a spot in the video. That's me in Iceland. Anyway, the most important part of the story is that I signed up for AT&T. I landed. I tried to turn on the international data, but it turns out AT&T doesn't allow accounts that are under 1 month old to enable the international roaming feature. So I had to like manually call support or contact support and try and get them to turn it on while I was abroad. It was a hassle. So I had issues even on a major postpaid carrier such as that. John Michael saying, how good is US Mobile? Is mobile international roaming? Is this US Mobile? Is this mobile in general? I would say in general, international roaming is pretty poor on all carriers. And the reason it is poor is because of the high latency. So as I understand it, almost regardless of what plan you sign up for, whether you're roaming on US Mobile, whether you're roaming on T-Mobile, I think even AT&T and Verizon, your internet is routed through US servers. So my understanding is it goes from the country you're in, back to the US, and then back to you. And because of that, you get very high latency because it's traveling a long distance. And because of the high latency, that can make your connection feel a little bit slower and a little bit less responsive. And so in general, I mean, even some of the international eSIM plans, I think from Airolo and others, that latency issue can be there and just cause the connection to feel a little bit slower than a connection that's native. So your number one best option is to sign up for a plan local to the country you're visiting. So if you're in the UK, you sign up for a plan directly from 3 or O2 or Vodafone, or that'll actually apply to a lot of Europe, as opposed to doing one of the roaming plans. I do think there are some carriers or some eSIM providers that offer native coverage or native roaming agreements. Like they're able to use more of a native experience, and that might help reduce that latency. I want to say GigSky is one of them, but I might be mistaken on that. But yeah, and if the question is like, how is US mobile international roaming? I would just, yeah, maybe I haven't tried it personally, so I guess I can't really comment too much on that, and it'd be worth experimenting in the future in another video. So I hope that's helpful, John Michael. But forgive me, I haven't tested these extensively as I've been primarily in the US recently. We got a super sticker from Silent Tech. Silent Tech, thank you so much for being the opposite of silent in the chat. I appreciate your questions and everything such as that. Sai was asking, is it good to take international eSIMs that gives data for a certain amount, or go with a carrier's international plans? And yeah, if you sign up for a carrier local to the country you're visiting, #1 best experience and typically the most affordable rates. Granted, some of these carriers may not support eSIM. It might be a little bit more tricky to get signed up and activated, things such as that. So eSIM really provides that convenience and things such as that. Mark is saying, let's all hop on a plane and check it out. Yeah, I guess so. I guess we've got to go somewhere. Maybe we'll go to the UK or something like that. Sun is asking an interesting question. Hey, Stetsdog, longtime viewer, are you sponsored or paid by any carrier? So Sun, full transparency, I work with and partner with a lot of carriers and basically have an affiliate model. And so what that means is if you sign up for a plan on my website or sometimes through the links in my video descriptions, I will earn a commission on the sale. I don't think I have a full list of all the carriers I'm partnered with here, but like as an example, like I create these agreements so certain carriers I work with, they can have their plans be sponsored and show up first in this compare plans interface. And I work out custom arrangements for that. But the compare plans, it doesn't filter anything out. So all plans are here. It's just some plans are shown before others. And I'll earn commission on some plans and I will not earn commission on other plans. So I try and take a very balanced and unbiased approach when I recommend things. I really recommend plans as much as I can based on price and my experience and what provides the best value for you, because that is my ultimate goal, is to help you, the viewer, save money on your cell phone bill, find a great plan that meets your specific needs. But yeah, full transparency, I do work with the carriers, and if you choose to sign up with an affiliate link, then I typically earn commission on that sale. But you're welcome to pick any carrier you choose, and I do have that cell phone plan comparison chart that you can grab for completely free and compare all plans in a spreadsheet. I'll see if I can show that here. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. So this is the comparison chart. I actually made a full video on how to use this, where I walk through like this spreadsheet has every single plan that's on my website, and you can actually use custom filters to sort and organize this, right? And so you can really use this tool to find the best plan to meet your specific needs. And again, if you choose to sign up for a plan and you happen to use one of my links and I happen to be partnered with that carrier, then I typically will earn a commission on the sale. And that's how it works. And I hope that's helpful. And I do have a, yeah, here we go. I have a transparency page and it talks about me. And I think I explain like, maybe this isn't the page. There's a sum page on my website. Actually, here we go. Yeah, here we go. We may receive compensation if you click our links. And so I kind of talk about in my disclosures how the links works. And it's like, so no one pays me to say nice things about them. No one can pay me to change their opinion of their product or service or their ranking position or things such as that. So there you go. I hope that helps. And yeah, this is just on the disclosure policies page of the website. All right, we've got Anthony asking a question. Oh my God, have we been live for 2 hours already? This is insane. Anthony, thank you so much for your generosity and your super chat. Anthony asks, is Straight Talk any good? Anthony, my answer to that is I don't think Straight Talk is bad. And I also think other plans are better. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So if we look at Straight Talk's plans on the website, at least on my website, you've got unlimited high-speed data that's deprioritized for $25 with no hotspot. You've got 10 gigs for $35. You've got unlimited with 10 gigs of hotspot for $41. That's actually not too bad. You've got, this is an annual plan though, so I guess that's worth keeping in mind. Straight Talk Gold, that's going to be unlimited. And it looks like really they're just unlimited high speed with 15 gigs of hotspot. Like none of these plans are necessarily bad, but you can get better. And the better plan, I mean, immediately right off the bat would be the total wireless plan, right? Where you're getting unlimited high speed data, unlimited priority data, 15 gigs of hotspot. And you grab this for $25 a month with that 50% off BYOD promotion. This would be a much better value. Even Visible's plan, I think, is a great value, right? Visible and Visible Plus, where it's $45, tax and fees included. You get unlimited priority on ultra wideband and then 50 gigs of priority on LTE. 10 unlimited hotspot data, 10 megabits per second, 720p video streaming. You get free international texting, free international calling to 30 countries. I think this is 500 minutes to 30 countries. I should specify that. 2 gigs a day in Canada and Mexico, an international day per day, and that free Apple Watch line. So in my personal opinion, I would consider signing up for Total Wireless or Visible Plus as opposed to Straight Talk. So I hope that's helpful. Ethan is saying, I'm surprised you don't recommend the $25 Metro by T-Mobile plan more. You know, Ethan, you bring up an interesting point. I guess I just haven't talked about that plan. And I do think there is a better plan. So if we actually go to my website and go to the homepage, I do recommend the Metro plan right there on the homepage. It's one of the best options. It's one of the most affordable options for truly unlimited high-speed data on the T-Mobile network. But now I think one of my new favorite options will end up being the Mint Mobile Unlimited plan. So there's a current promo right now where you get it for $25 a month for your first year. So, you know, roughly the same cost or very similar cost to the Metro plan. And the big advantage for me is that 10 gigs of hotspot. A reason I dislike the Metro plan is it does not include hotspot data. With Mint's plan, you still get unlimited high-speed data, 35 gigs, that's deprioritized, and then truly unlimited, that's extra deprioritized at QCI 9. And then that hotspot data is really worth it for me. And then Mint has those better international features. Again, these are $5 a day and $5 a day respectively. So, you know, I guess no particular reason, it just hasn't really come up. And if you are looking at that $25 price point, I mean, if you're open to other networks, I personally would sign up for Visible Base over Metro because of that hotspot. And this is a personal preference. I'm just a big hotspot fan. I like having that option anytime I need it for doing work on the go, for sharing my internet on the go. I found it really helps out. So yeah, I don't know. It's a great value plan and it's on the homepage and I do recommend it. I guess I just haven't talked about it a lot. And it is, you know, BYOD for new customers only. So it's a little bit, can be a little bit more challenging to get for certain customers. But there you go. Tom G is asking a question. We're gonna have to wrap this up very soon because we've been going for almost 2 hours. Tom G, thank you so much for your question. I was wondering, I need a 2-line plan. I currently have Mint Mobile. One is unlimited. The other is 15 gigabytes. I was thinking about US Mobile Unlimited Starter Annual. What do you think? Or any other? Well, I guess if you've got Mint, Tom, then what are you paying, right? Probably not too much right now. So if we just do Mint Mobile, and we take a look at the plans. So it sounds like I should really put in a like a filter for the duration is what would be helpful. You've got the 15 gig and unlimited. So you're paying roughly $20 for the 15 gig and you're paying roughly $30 for the unlimited. So you're at about $50 a month. I mean, honestly, Tom, if that works for you, you might not need to switch. Because you're at $50, you could switch to US Mobile Unlimited Starter, and that could be a great option. And if you do the annual version, it would drop the price down. You'd be paying roughly $46 per month, so you'd save, you know, maybe between $5 and $10 extra a month. You get 35 gigs of high speed, which will be less than the Mint Mobile Unlimited plan because that just got upgraded to truly unlimited data, but still plenty of data. And it would be deprioritized on the T-Mobile network, which is the same as Mint. 10 gigs of hotspot, same as Mint. A little bit better video streaming off the bat, 720p, and some other reasonable international features. Honestly, I think it's up to you. All of these are really good. Tom, what I will say is if you're able to figure out how much data you need or actually using on the unlimited plan, you could do one of these shared data plans where you could grab, let's actually do 2 lines here. And you can see, yeah, so you could do maybe a 10 gig shared data plan. This would be really cheap, probably not enough data for you. This could be interesting, like $43 a month with 20 gigs of shared data. Again, just depends on how much data you need, but that's not a bad rate either. Honestly, you have a great plan, and maybe if you're looking to try and save some money, could be worth testing out. But honestly, I think it's tough to beat. It's tough to beat your current plan on Mint Mobile. You got a really good deal. So there you go. Kessler is asking about a plan in Canada. Kessler, I appreciate you asking this. I have seen this a couple of times in the chat, so I appreciate you. The truth is I am less familiar with plans in Canada at this moment, so I don't feel confident giving you an answer. I like looking at it, $24.50 for 60 gigs of data and hotspot seems really good. Yeah. I think it sounds good. I have no point of reference though, so I can't help out. But if that's what you have, it does seem really good. Jose is asking best free plans. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Forgive me if I mistook that or mispronounced that. The best free plan right now, there's only one. So this feels like a suspiciously targeted question. But if you look at the Best Phone Plans website and we scroll down, it is the Helium Mobile Zero plan. I guess, well, Mobile X Custom is $0 just because I'm trying to say it's a custom plan and you pick what you want. So the only free plan that I'm currently aware of is the Helium Mobile Zero plan. Now, we've talked about this before. It's free, so $0 per month. You get 3 gigs of high speed, no hotspot, I think up to 4K streaming. I should probably double check that. 100 minutes and 300 texts. But the caveat with this plan is you do need to go ahead and you need to verify your identity, and you do need to allow location access to the mobile application. And my understanding is what Helium Mobile is doing is they are using information from your phone to try and map out the Helium Mobile network. Now, I may be mistaken on that, but that is my current understanding. And so if you don't want to share your identity and like upload your driver's license and give location access, this plan may not be the best fit for you. But if you're okay with that, it's hard to beat $0 per month. So there you go. Oh, Jose is saying I got it. Awesome. That makes me feel better. And yeah, there you go. Hopefully that's helpful, Jose. This is the only free plan that I'm aware of. I know we had Freedom Pop for a while. I don't know if they're still around, but from what I remember, I think their website was maybe not the easiest to use. So there you go. There we go. Oh, Connor J. Goodwin asking another question. We'll do maybe 3 more questions and then we'll wrap this up, and I'll try and rewatch this and get some timestamps uploaded ASAP for you guys. We got Connor J. Goodwin asking, Stetson, does in-flight Wi-Fi for T-Mobile customers work with US Mobile Lightspeed number? It does not. Connor, I believe it only works for T-Mobile customers. Even though you're on the T-Mobile network, somehow the in-flight Wi-Fi system and T-Mobile communicate, and they're able to tell if you're on the specific eligible T-Mobile plan or if you are not. And that could be any other T-Mobile MVNO, whether it's US Mobile or Mint Mobile or what have you. And they will know you're not on the right plan. And so the in-flight Wi-Fi, I don't think will work. So there you go. Boom. And Jay, this is actually going back to the topic of this live stream. Hey, Stetson, I chatted with the live T-Mobile agent and was told that the plans with price lock guarantee like Magenta Max plan will not be raised as long as as long as it's in good standing. I have the logs of the chat. Yeah, Jay, this price hike is only going out to specific T-Mobile customers, and it's going to be those people who got that that text message from T-Mobile. So if you didn't, let's see if I can pull this up for you. If you did not get this text, then you should be good. So this is a specific text that you would have gotten from T-Mobile saying that you're getting your bill increased. And if you don't receive this message, then you are likely on a plan or in a situation where your bill will not increase. So you should be good. Okay, I see you gaming like a nerd. So Jay, thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate you and I hope that helps. Gaming like a nerd is asking, how can I find QCI values? So it turns out, gaming like a nerd, you need an Android phone. It needs to be rooted, and you need an app called Network Signal Guru. And once you have a rooted Android, I've only been able to do this on Pixel phones, by the way. But once you root a Pixel phone and you download Network Signal Guru, you will be able to go ahead and get the QCI value from the Network Signal Guru application. I probably will not make a video on that because it is a process that is a little bit more involved and takes some time and does change a little bit generation to generation. But you can do some research, you can figure out how to root an Android phone, and you can get that installed. And I would definitely recommend a secondary phone for that, as typically the process for rooting it will erase everything on the device. Jose is saying, appreciate your knowledge and videos on the topic, by the way. It has been super helpful when people ask me questions about plans. Jose, you are most welcome. And it sounds like you're with Dumb Phone Reviews. So hopefully, if you are, that is going well. And if you have questions about cell phone plans, happy to help out any way I can. Elite Squad is saying your videos are appreciated. Thank you, Elite Squad. I certainly appreciate that as well. Let's see. And out for yourself. Thanks for the helpful videos. You're most welcome. Wow. Let's see. I think that's Jose is asking, when will we see Stetson Mobile through something like gigs? Jose, that is a good question. You know, I've toyed with launching an MVNO, and I think that would probably make my reviews pretty biased because I would want my MVNO to be the best MVNO. But it would be cool. And from my experience, it sounds like launching an MVNO can be quite a lot of work. So I don't know. I'm not opposed to the idea, but I think it could be a lot. So there you go. Cool. All right. You guys are amazing. I'm going to end this stream there. I'm going to rewatch it immediately and add timestamps. So if you're here and you're watching, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. It really does help support the channel, and I greatly appreciate you. If you haven't checked out the completely free CoverageMap app, please consider checking that out. It really does help support me and what I do. If you find any issues with it, hit me up with an email, send a bug report, and we are working actively to get everything fixed and working to the best of our ability. If you have another question about something we didn't cover in this epic 2-hour live stream, go ahead, leave a comment below, and I will try and answer it there or answer it on the next live stream. Yeah, so thank you all so much for tuning in. I love doing these. Sorry if I'm rambly. Sometimes it's, you know, I'm not bouncing ideas off of anyone, so it's just me talking. So yeah, and then thank you, Tamalian. Thanks for taking the time to do all of this for us, Stetson. You are awesome. Tamalian, you are awesome. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. All right, peace.